Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina. I'm one of your hosts, Josh902, and this is the other host of this show.
I'm DT3. What's going on, everyone? Hello.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? 161 episodes, DT. Man,
Yep.
when we first started this, I never knew where it would lead, but here we are. Still doing it after all this time.
4 years, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And going.
Uh, yeah, today's episode we watched a movie. It was my movie pick. And the movie that we watched, if you can't tell by our backgrounds, I know we're kind of blocked them,
Yeah, mine's kind of
is
blocked, but
the movie M from 1931, which we'll be talking about that in the second half of the show. It is an extremely old movie that we can talk about in the second half of the show. Yeah, we're just let's just go ahead and move into what we've been up to this past week, DT. If you want to lead us off here, what have you been up to this past week?
um trying out new games that aren't, well, one of them that isn't out yet and the other one that was a free weekend. I played a bit of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game for a little bit because it was the technical test was happening this past weekend. So I tried that out, and then I played a little bit of squad for a few hours yesterday because I was on free weekend. Um, and those were both fun. Uh, I squad is one of those games where it's very like tactical and very like team based. So obviously with the name squad, obviously but you got to kind of work together, and you got a squad leader, and then you can be up to, in each squad you can have up to 9 people, and it's just like all out warfare, like you know, two teams going against each other, and that was fun playing with some friends, and one that had already kind of was more experienced at it, and then others that were like me, kind of new at it. So that was cool. And then yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they I got into the technical test for that, and I was able to play it for a little bit. I know they kind of extended the thing, it's or the test. I think it ends tonight at 11:59 PM Eastern time. So it ends tonight. So if you're in it, you can still play it until tonight. But yeah. So those are some of the games that I played more recently. But then beyond that, I played a little bit more Rogue Company, a little bit of Battlefront 2 because I reinstalled that and started playing it again as well. What else? Played the Starship Troopers Extermination game, which is fun. Been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on stream. That game has been phenomenal. Videos for the playthrough are going up on YouTube now as well. Play a little bit of Valorant, play some Fortnite, play a little bit of PUBG, but man, that game, I don't think I can play PUBG, man. That game is rough, dude. That game is
Yeah,
rough. It's so like, I don't know, man. It's
rough.
rough.
That's a good
Yeah.
word for it.
And then TV show wise, started or actually I mentioned this last week, but I started Carnival Row. So I watched another 3 episodes of that. So I'm on episode 7. Watched 4, 5, 6, and 7. So watched, I guess, those episodes. Um, your boy Kong Ming, I've been trying to keep up with that as well. The anime that I started, that I still haven't finished. I watched episodes 6, 7, and 8. I think there's only 2 more. So I should be finishing that up within the next week as well. And then movie wise, actually, the PlayStation Showcase I watched and streamed it as well. Forgot to mention that. We'll be talking about the news from that here coming up. And then movie wise, watched a bunch of movies. I watched all three Bill and Ted's, uh, which is interesting, especially because of the other movies I watched later. But so I watched the first three, all three Bill and Ted's. I rewatched Starship Troopers because a friend of ours hadn't seen it, and been playing the game a lot, so it was cool to rewatch that and kind of you know see like, oh man, they need to add that to the game, and but it's early access, so they'll be adding stuff. But it's just like, man, some of the stuff though, like the birds like or the bugs like a fly, man. Fuck that, dude. I am not looking forward to that if they have those. Then there's like the tanker bugs and the brain bug and like the shotgun. And it's cool, just cool stuff they can still continue to add. Um, I watched Polite Society, the movie. It was interesting. Uh, it was this past week. It was the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, so I rewatched that on the day of its 40th anniversary because I had to. Second favorite Star Wars movie. So that was fun. I watched Renfield. It was okay. I think Nick Cage as Dracula, pretty good though. And then the reason why I said it was funny that I watched the Bill and Ted's is because I watched all four John Wicks with obviously Keanu's in both of these franchises, and it's interesting watching him go from his character in the Bill and Ted movies to just seeing him now in the fucking John Wick franchise. It's interesting, but yeah, I rewatched the first three John Wicks, and I watched the fourth one for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch. I feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie though, because like it's a bit of a longer movie, and also like I feel like I may have missed some things, but it was really good overall for the most part. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it was cool to finally have seen it because I missed it in the theater. So I'm glad that I finally got a chance to check that out because it was pretty damn good. Um, so yeah, that's kind of pretty much what I've been up to. How about yourself, Josh?
All right, for me, in terms of games, Dragon Age Inquisition is still happening off stream. I am making my way through the game. I am, like I said, I think last week, playing the mage. I'm a knight enchanter character. It's the first time I've ever played mage in the game, and it's a lot of fun. I'm getting, I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through the main part of the game. I think I have like a couple more main story quests, and then it'll be done. I've been doing all the side, like all of the side stuff, because this is kind of going to be my canon run for Dragon Age 4, right? And it saves all those choices in the Dragon Age keep. So like when you import your game into like the next game, I imagine all that stuff will have some bearing on it. And then I have the DLCs after I complete the main game, and we'll talk about that. I'm sure it'll still be on the probably for the next 2 weeks for Dragon Age. It'll probably be in the what I've been up to the past week stuff. Played Starship Troopers with DT on his stream. It was gonna be a co-op stream, but I ended up getting sick and was miserable for a good chunk of the weekend. But I'm feeling better now, so that was on. I put it on my notes, like I've been up to. I've been up to being sick. Uh, and we streamed one day. Which day was it? Was it Wednesday? When was the showcase?
Showcase was Wednesday, yeah, I think.
Okay, so then I played Horizon on Thursday, I guess, and I guess I didn't do anything on. Yeah, I didn't do anything on Tuesday. That's what it was. So we're streaming Horizon. I had some technical issues, but I think I fixed them. We were having some audio popping issues, but I believe I fixed them. That stream, I'm not gonna put it on YouTube. I don't think, just because I had all those technical issues at the start, and it just is what it is.
For what stream?
my Horizon Zero Dawn stream.
Uh,
Um, uh, just because I kind of played the beginning of it. It's just not going to go up on YouTube. It'll be here on Twitch if people want to see it. That's all I'm getting at. Um, PlayStation Showcase is up on YouTube. That I recorded on from my point of view. So because I watched that with DT and our friend Katie. So that's up on the YouTube. I watched John Wick Chapter 4 as well with friends. And then just dice stuff. I started feeling better yesterday, so I was able to work on some dice and get them all sanded and painted up, and then came in here and sold them immediately to our boy Derper. So appreciate everybody that buys in the shop. Which, by the way, shop's having a sale till tomorrow. 25% off anything in there that you want. Make sure to go check it out. I think that's everything I've been up to. If I'm low energy today, guys, I apologize. I'm still kind of tired and getting over being like blah, you know. So it'll be what it be. We're getting there. I'm sure we'll be fine by the time next week rolls around, and we have a lot of stuff that next week is gonna be like kind of nutty. So that'll be fun. Yeah. So that's I think that's everything I've been up to the past week. DT. I haven't really done a whole lot. I've just kind of slept. Majin sent me some stuff, but I am saving that to open on stream tomorrow. So, uh, some books and stuff, and we can look at those on the stream. So that's why that's not in what I've been up to. I think that's it, man. I don't think I have anything else. I think we can.
all
I think
right.
we can move right on into the news if you would like to, sir. You don't have anything else.
Let's go ahead and do that then. All right. So the
Ugh,
first piece of news that we have today
have a look. See.
for our gaming news is that there's a report that Ubisoft's Star Wars game is planned for release by March 2024. The open world title is in development at the Division studio Ubisoft Massive. Um, it's scheduled for release during the company's current fiscal year, ending on March 31st, 2024. However, they caution that the target is likely too ambitious, and they said expect the game's release to ultimately be pushed to the following fiscal year, ending in March 2025. Ubisoft recently confirmed that its release schedule for the current fiscal year includes Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Mobile, Tom Clancy's The Division Resurgence, Skull and Bones, The Crew Motorfest, X Defiant, and another large game. The company will show off its upcoming releases during a new Ubisoft Forward live stream event on June 12th. Um, but it was announced in January 2021. Massive's Star Wars game is being developed with the Snowdrop engine, which powers the Division series and the studio's upcoming Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. It will be story-driven, open-world title, according to its creative director Julian Garrity. Um, when asked about the game, when it was revealed, he says, "First, we want to make it a unique game in the saga with a captivating story and a set of characters that players can relate to and connect with. We want to take what is familiar and resonant about Star Wars and tell the stories of new characters who have their own motivations and stakes." Also, last December, Malmo, which is a Sweden-based, Sweden-based Massive, said it was looking for local playtesters to provide feedback on the game. It's a little bit more news on Ubi's Star Wars game,
Hmm.
which is interesting. We'll have to see when it actually,
Yeah.
ends up happening. But
Curious to
yeah,
see what that's gonna look like on the Ubisoft front.
yeah. But from that Star Wars news to another, um, The KOTOR remake is still in development, according to Embracer. Um, we had recently had news that, or there was a rumor going around that maybe this game was like not gonna be in development anymore, or like they cancel it or whatever. But it is still in development, according to a recent report released by the Embracer Group. Uh, they have nothing to say about it, but it was in the report that it is still in development. Um, they had they were they had nothing to say about the continued development of this game, when it was just like a few days ago that they were asked about the KOTOR remake. But with the 20th anniversary of KOTOR coming up, maybe they'll have more to say about it soon. But in the year-end report published by Embracer Group, there was a section that detailed all games both released and in development as of May 24th, 2023. The section included the likes of Tomb Raider, final title to be TBC, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, Remnant 2, Ride 5, and of course the KOTOR remake. It was stated that it's still in development and will be released on PC and PS5 platforms, and its development is being led by an internal studio. But that was all that was on the report. Uh, this article here by Insider Gaming also has a link to the port from the Embracer Group. If you guys want to check it out, you're on your own. Just go over to the insider gaming.com and then find the KOTOR remake development, and then there's a link to the Embracer Group's PDF uh, port, which you will see that it is in there. But Josh, how do you feel about obviously we have mentioned this, like the uncertainty of what's going on with the KOTOR remake, and a lot of people have been saying that, oh, it's going to be canceled, or they cease development, or whatever. But then like Embracer's like, here's our report, here's KOTOR still in development, even though they haven't really said anything. But my guessing is just like people are saying a bunch of shit about this game right now. So
Mm.
let's just we're gonna be putting out our report anyway, so it's gonna be in there. So I don't think they were too worried about that with them having it in there. But that being said, it would be nice to kind of know more about what's going on with that game. But like I said, hopefully with the 20th anniversary, being this year, they will have more to say about it uh soon. But anyway, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody being like it's canceled before they've even barely said anything about it is a little ridiculous. Personally, obviously, they had to move and shuffle some things around. It still might end up being canceled, but it's kind of useless just to kind of speculate on that until you get an official announcement on anything. It's a big IP. You're gonna know if something's happening with it, like if they're gonna cancel it, they're gonna announce that it's canceled or something like that. Um, so speculating on it kind of gets you a little bit nowhere. Obviously, we want to know more info, like because we like you and I are KOTOR fans and have been for a very long time. It left
Yep.
big impacts on us growing up. We still talk about it to this day.
It's my favorite game of
Um,
all time.
exactly. We still talk about it to this day. We talk about the characters. We talk about all of that. So obviously, we want to know more about it. Now, I want this remake to be good. So if they're going to take a while on it, totally fine with that. Because I don't want a fucking piece of shit to waste my time on. Uh, so I'm fine with like not hearing anything about it until it's ready, until they're ready to show us something. In fact, I would like to put it out of my mind until there's something really ready to show me, right? Like everybody speculating that it's canceled just puts it in my mind about it. And when there's no official information, is kind of just pointless and stupid. It just makes me think about it all the more, right? Like I'd rather put it on the back burner, knowing that it's still being made right now, and I'm not gonna sit here and act a fool and say a bunch of stupid shit when I don't know what's going on, which seems to be like the thing that's going on lately with this, right? So, um, it's just a wait and see type of thing, guys. Don't rush to bury the old Knights of the Old Republic just yet. They just dug it up not that long ago again. So, and it's such a big. Here's the other thing: it's like it's such a big thing, right? Like it's Knights of the Old Republic. Everybody knows that, like, I feel like even the most casual Star Wars fans that have grown up lately, like, who are these characters? I feel like you could say the character name and they would know that it's from that thing, even if they haven't played the game, right? Like, and I think they really, really do not want to fuck it up. So that's why they shifted studios around. They really want it to do well. And shit, even if they do cancel it, I wouldn't be surprised if it got brought up again in like another 10 years or something, somebody to remake, because Knights of the Old Republic is such a massive fucking deal, So, that's kind of all I got to say on it, man. I'm just gonna put it on the back burner until I get an official confirmation of it's canceled or until they come out with some more info, right? Like it's the 20-year anniversary. It'd be cool to hear about some stuff if that happens, or at the very least acknowledge what an impact it had on modern games and on what it means to the fans of the series, like you and me. And yeah, that's kind of all I got to say on it, brother.
Cool. Alrighty then.
Gotta hydrate. All right. What do we got next, bro?
Let's move on. We have a couple of Diablo 4 trailers because the game is going to be launching here very soon.
Let's check these out.
So one of them is a story launch trailer, and the other one is a live action trailer.
I've not seen either of these.
So we're gonna check them out. We're gonna check both of them out. Again, the game is releasing here on the 6th, I believe, June 6th. So about a week. But let's check these out. First the story one, and then we'll check out the live action one. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons. But Lilith serves neither side.
And Ralph Ennison.
She was banished ages ago, but this world is her creation.
My children, the lords of hell are coming to devour our world.
Hell is coming. Hell is coming.
Resist her temptation.
I have not come to save, but to empower. I will give you freedom and more.
May we fight true in his holy name.
The time of prophecy has come, knights. We march on hell.
I'm glad to be alone, nothing to save me apart.
See now the work of your faith!
Keep me record of the wreckage of my life. Gotta recognize the limit in my mind.
Your lives and those of all humanity depend on what you do next. If we can't stop Lilith, we'll all be damned.
Glad to be alone.
So that's the story trailer. 6/6/23. That's about a week from now. So what do you think of that one, Josh?
Interesting. The cinematics, Blizzard cinematics, for all the stupid fucking decisions that they make sometimes, the cinematics are always good. Like they're always fun to look at and check out. So we played a little bit of the beta. We played quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I played it both times.
Yeah.
The server slam recently, and then the first one they did too. Yeah.
Well, that was the second one before because they had a closed one before the second one. So there's been 3 betas so
So
far.
okay, so I played 2 of the 3.
So I've played 2 of the 3 as well, but I didn't play the last one, which is what's funny about it. Remember they had the KFC thing for that closed
Yes, yeah, I
weekend.
remember that. Yeah, that I did not try, but I tried the other 2. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
do remember the KFC thing now.
that was the
get
whole
you
deal.
get you a double down sandwich and
You, you're going to
and the
hell because that shit'll
Diablo.
kill you with Diablo beta. But yeah, like the beta was fun, man, and I would love to be able to play Diablo 4, but the there's a lot of games coming out, so you kind of have to be careful with your money at the moment, right? So, I played a shitload of 3, so I'm really kind of curious. I do like the story stuff. I'm kind of curious to where they'll go with it. So, um,
Yeah, like I haven't played any
yeah,
of the other Diablos, so this is really my first one. I do plan on getting it as well at some point. But another thing I wanted to mention is I'm a part of the Diablo 4 supporter streamer program. So if you want to get your Twitch drops, you can come on over and over to my channel and do that because I will be having the drops and you can get yourself the Primal Instinct mount. If you donate any or if you was I think it's if you if you give 2 subs of any tier, that's how you get the Primal Instinct mount. Um, so yeah, and then like I said, drops will be I think 4 weeks of drops. Um, so yeah, definitely if you want to get that, I will be I'll be having those drops. So come on over and that'll be a thing you can do if you want that. But we have one more trailer we can watch. This one is the live action one. This one's about a minute long.
check her out.
This was directed by Chloe Zhao, which is pretty cool. So let's just check this out. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Whatever you can do. We beg you.
Will you save us?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Will you make them suffer?
Can your shadow be our light?
Will you fight the darkness?
Please end their terror.
Deliver us from evil. There you go.
Yeah. All I could think the whole time I watched that was like, they should put Henry Cavill in here as the barbarian. And I don't know why that stuck in my head the whole time I watched that.
I think that was cool. We got to see a little bit of all the the
Yeah.
classes you can kind of choose from and all that. I when I played the betas, I got to try out Rogue and Necromancer. Those are the 2 classes I got to try, and I really like both. I think Necromancer is particularly fun because you got a bunch of homies helping you out, and it's
Yeah.
whenever you're like if you're going out alone, like you kind of are not alone because you got you know you basically have your own little squad with you. So that I feel like Necromancer is gonna be a good like if you're playing solo, that's gonna be a good way to go. But I also did have fun with Rogue too. So
I really
I
like
don't.
Necro when I played it.
Yeah. So I don't know
used to
what
play, Barbarian.
I don't
though.
know. Yeah, I don't know what class I'm gonna end up going with when I start playing, but there's definitely a few options, man. You can see from this trailer. Um, but yeah. Yeah. Good stuff for sure. So those are our Diablo 4 trailers. Again, the game's coming out here pretty soon, about a week from now. We can move on though. Things. Oh, here, let's talk about the PlayStation showcase, which Josh mentioned in the what we've been up to, that we streamed it, we co-streamed it. He put his part up on YouTube. I put my point of view up on YouTube as well. So if you want to go check out our like initial like fresh live thoughts, because we're live streaming it, it's on there. Um so yeah, we have reactions to all of the stuff that was shown, but we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that was shown. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Um, so the PlayStation event was on the 24th, which was last Wednesday. And the event was about, I'd say, like a little over an hour. And they showed quite a bit of things. So in total, they had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 games. 33 games that they showed off, if I counted right, along with some of the new hardware that they're coming out with. But anyway, so to start us off with, they had a CG trailer for a reveal trailer for the game called Fair Games from Haven Studios, which, to be honest, didn't really do much for me.
It's very meh for me, to be honest.
Honestly. So we probably won't talk about that. But the next game that we had was Helldivers 2 from Arrowhead Game Studios, and now this one I was definitely all about. So if you want to throw that up real quick, Josh.
I already got her up,
the
Bubba.
announcement trailer. This was awesome. I really dug this a lot.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first Helldivers, and seeing that what they turned the game into now definitely is super exciting.
Yeah. Do we want to watch it together? Because I did not start it, the trailer.
Oh, I thought you started already. Let me go
No,
back.
I thought we were going to watch it together. My bad. I just had it open.
Well, no. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoops.
Super Earth.
But yeah, seeing what they turned this game into now. It used to be kind of like a twin stick kind of shooter, and now seeing that it's going to be a third person thing is very exciting.
We all thought this was a Starship Troopers thing just because of how it started too, but we were like, what is it? And we weren't the only ones. Just about everybody I watched that watched that showcase thought this shit was Starship Troopers.
Everybody thought it was Starship Troopers.
Important decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Join the Helldivers.
I like the Helldiver armor that the dude wears.
It's cool.
It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
They got some good drip, man. They got the armor, the capes. You could customize it too in the first game, so
I'm sure they'll bring that back.
Yeah.
I hope there's like a minigun that you can get. Like, it'd be fucking cool.
They had a variety of weapons, yeah.
And secure the resources we need to build a better tomorrow.
Did they have classes in the first? It's been so long since I played the first one. Did they have classes? Do you remember?
And introduce them to our
Oh, you got a flamethrower.
technology.
I want to say that they had like different. I think that what it was is like you could have just different weapons
Different
that you could choose
loadouts.
from. Yeah,
Gotcha.
different loadouts and stuff.
Because it feels like there's, I mean, maybe it's just weapons, but it feels like there's different classes ish here. Because there's definitely a dude that looks like a heavy trooper type.
Yeah.
But it might just be how it looks.
But yeah, this game looks awesome, and I definitely want it.
Do they have a Steam page up for this yet?
They do.
No, look at this. Helldivers 2.
I added it to my wish list like almost immediately because I was
Yeah.
like, I want this game.
If you guys see a game that you like, make sure to go add it to your wish list. It does help those devs, man. Out. Like, believe it or not. What's a sale? Look, man. Quit asking my age, Steam. You know how old I am.
They do that so often. It's like, man, how many times are you gonna make me do this, dude?
Maybe it's not classes. They just say weapons on here, so.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it was with the first game.
Got you. I guess weapons technically are like classes, though, because depending on what you got. Just no powers, right? Like if you load up on heavy weapons, you're kind of like a heavy weapons dude, but you might not have a med pack or something. It looks good. It's on my list too. And it says this year. I wonder if it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks cool. All right,
It makes
DT.
you wonder. Probably like towards like the end of the year, obviously, but
Probably. I could see like an October,
I'm thinking like
November
maybe
type deal.
November. Yeah, but it could be October.
October, November type deal. Yeah, something in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next game we had was Immortals of Avium, which is like the FPS magic shooter. Which honestly has been kind of for me up until this point as well. Like it doesn't really look like something that I'm like
I
super
might
drawn
check
to.
it out, but I'm not like hype on it or anything. I need to see reviews. This shit comes out like the day before my birthday too. Funny enough.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this game is I was like I was surprised that it's coming out like pretty soon. You know.
Well, after watching so I think the trailer looks a little rough, and that's why I'm like surprised by the date because it looks like it needs more time to cook to me. But maybe never know.
Josh, every game is ready is not ready these days. They just release it, man. You know, we know this.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sad. Makes me sad, boy. Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, we're looking at all this stuff on the 2023.gamesrecap.io. So for those of you that ever went to the E3 recap website that had all the trailers on it, E3 is officially dead now, so it's just the games recap site. Go look it up. It's got stuff that we haven't even watched on here. Super useful.
Yeah, very handy. They got all the upcoming showcases that are yet to come for Summer Game Fest and all that stuff, and some of the more recent ones, like the Humble Game Showcase and PlayStation that we're looking at right now and all that stuff. So definitely a very handy website if you're if you're looking for something like that. But
just want to give credit to where all this stuff is because
absolutely,
it's super handy, and we always use the website. It's the best.
Yeah, shout out to them for making this website. Immortals of Avium. They did have a trailer. I don't know if you want to watch that though.
Nah, let's not. Like we're both. I'm lukewarm on it, and you're like cold, so we can just move on.
There's a Ghost Runner 2 reveal trailer, which I thought was kind of cool. I never played the first one.
I would like to watch this if it's okay.
Yeah, let's check it out.
It's only a minute.
This did look pretty cool.
I do like the first one.
So let's check it out in 3, 2, 1, go. $505 games. One more level.
So it looks like we're moving into the. I played the first one. We're inside this big tower in like the first one, I think. It looks like we're moving into an outdoorsy area. Also, fucking Tron bike. Let's go.
All right. I love the whole like cyberpunk look of it. Ghost Runner 2. Sick.
Live out your cyborg ninja dreams.
Blood
What
will
up?
run.
So it was a game like you would die in like one hit, but like it would load so fast. I never really got mad when I lost. It was just like I was back in it, you know? I really like that first game. All right. The next one I know we're going to watch for sure.
The next one I was definitely very much all about. It was one of the cooler looking games that they showed at the showcase, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Definitely one that's on my radar and one that I would like to have as well. It is called Phantom Blade Zero. So let's check this one out. This is a couple minutes long, so let's go ahead and watch it. 3, 2, 1, go. UE5.
Yes, sir.
What's your plan?
It's an action
Knowing you
RPG,
have only 66
by the way.
days to live.
Yeah, this just looks
Just
like
one
totally my kind of game. I'm definitely into action RPGs.
It won't make any difference at the end of the day.
I know that like when we also saw this for the first time, I was like, whoa, this is very Elden Ring looking kind of.
Yeah. And to be honest with you,
parts.
when it first started, I was like, "Oh, great, another thing that looks like Elden Ring, right?" But what gets me is when it starts showing off the combat.
Yeah, which here we go.
Everyone wears a mask. You too. This is a real face.
He let you live? What secret did you sell him?
It's how
Yeah,
look
look at
how
that.
fast this shit is.
It's so fast, man. Look at that.
So that is definitely different
Yeah, boy.
from Elden Ring. That shit's crazy.
Going where? This damned place. You're suicidal. One last toast. And we're all done.
That is a big ass cannon thing. Yeah, this looks awesome.
But the combat just looks and feels very cinematic, right?
Yeah.
Like something you'd see out of a movie with a lot of blocks.
I only really have one issue with this game, and I'll say what it is here after this is over.
I wonder what it is.
Patience is the key, Master. Time is not on his side. All we have to do is wait.
Yes. Let's kill him with time.
With time. Phantom Blade Zero.
What's your plan?
Yeah, what is your
Knowing you have only 66 days to live.
66, huh?
Well, I'd live really hard for those 66 days.
All right.
All right, DT. What is it? What's the one thing that
So-
bothers you about it? I'm curious.
The one thing that bothers me about this game is how dark and dreary the color palette is.
We have the same complaint.
That is about the only thing.
Yeah.
Because everything else looks awesome. But yeah, I mean, I get that that's kind of the general vibe of this style of games, is just to have dark and boring ass colors for the game. But then I'm reminded of Ghost of Tsushima and how beautifully colorful that game was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it doesn't always have to be this way, you know? Like you know, it just a lot of this style of games, that's what they tend to go for. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, like, come on, dude. Like I don't know. I get it. Like it's again, that's kind of the whole, you know, I don't know, the general idea of what people tend to go for with the style of
Mhm.
games. I'm just like, surely we can make it bit more brighter, colorful than that, right? I mean,
Life is good, but we can do better, right? Like, isn't that the deal?
yeah, yeah, dude, like your boy, fucking, you know, Pedro, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the Wonder Woman movie, yeah.
No, I agree with you. Like, everybody is. I get it. We've all grown up in a dark time with, and we enjoy all these dark influences in our entertainment needs, but man, being dark all the time is a little rough, bro. Like I want some color. Like when you say Ghost of Tsushima, like it's perfect. Like it was a dark game at times, but it had all this beautiful,
Very
colorful set pieces that were like, I'll never forget the opening of the game when you're riding through the woods and you come out and the title drops and it's
Beautiful.
like absolutely gorgeous, right? Like I still get chills. If somebody's playing Ghost of Tsushima for the first time, I will go watch the opening of that stream if it's on their YouTube or wherever it's at, because I love watching people experience that opening of the game when you ride out of the woods into that field and the title drops. Like it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's really the only thing. I mean, it's it's kind of a minor thing, but I'm just like, man, all these games look this damn same, being all dark and dreary and shit, you know. But
I
you know,
got you, brother.
it is what it is. It's nothing super. It's not a big deal, but it's just like you know, one of those things that you can't help but be like, man, they're all every game that's kind of like this is like this, you know. But that's all. Game looks great though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the combat is really what it's like. Oh man, it's super like fluid and fast paced, and I dig it. It's very cool.
Yeah,
But we can move on to the next game because we got more here to talk about. So
let's do it.
the next thing that we have here is the next thing they showed was Sword of the Sea, which looked pretty cool to be honest. It was made by the same people that did Journey and that kind of stuff, you know, Giant Squid Studios. So that seems nice. I might keep an eye out for that one. Then they had Talos Principle 2, which is a puzzle kind of game, which is not really my kind of thing.
Like if you watch this show, you know that is not
Yeah.
DT in my bag.
And then there
Respectfully.
were, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that like that kind of stuff, but I just, nah, man, puzzles are, I don't know for me. Then they had this game called Neva, which had like a wolf deer or a wolf with antlers kind of dealio, and yeah, not really sure what kind of game that is, but
It's from the makers of Grease, right? Or Gris, or however you say it, Grease.
Gris, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Nomada Studio. So
I'm sure it'll be cool. It's not the type of game I play, but I'm sure I'll end up watching somebody that will stream it at some point.
yeah, I'm sure somebody will end up playing it. And then there was Cat Quest: Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think one of our friends Majin, he played that game, or he played one of the Cat Quest games. I know there's a few people that like those Cat Quest. That's pretty cool. Pirate Cats. I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
Foam Stars was a nice game after that, which
DT's next game of the
honestly,
year.
Absolutely not. But it was it's like the Platoon like it's like when I saw it live, all I could think of was like this is Fortnite and Splatoon put together on PlayStation.
You're gonna laugh at me, and it's so stupid, but I can't help it. Whenever somebody says Splatoon, my brain wants to say Squidbillies, and I don't know why.
Fucking
Like, this
Squidbillies.
is like that game, and my mouth wants to say, "Oh, Squidbillies." No, Splatoon.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
Splatoon does have squids, so yeah, you know,
uh,
you're kind of on the right track there.
it's so dumb.
But
That's
yeah,
how.
Foam Stars. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was not expecting when they showed us Square Enix. That's not what I thought was gonna happen. But
Nope.
it happened, and they're like, Nintendo has Splatoon. We're gonna make Foam Stars for PlayStation, so why not?
I look forward to that
Uh,
game's failure because that's exactly what's going to happen.
I
Um,
think I think it'll be. I think like for the people that are into Splatoon and don't have a Switch, it'll do well.
I
But
really
like
don't. I
other than
do
that,
not.
I don't. I mean, it's not really my kind of game, but yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a market for it. I'm sure there's a market for it. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in Japan, I'm sure it'll do fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, it's not really my kind of game, so can't say much about it for myself. Uh, the next thing that they had was the Plucky Squire, which we had already seen before. Looks cool.
That game looks
It's
neat. Yeah, I'm
yeah, it's
interested
a
in it.
neat little game. Then after that, they had the console announcement trailer for Teardown, which is like a pixel Minecraft looking dealio where you blow everything up. So that's a game that's already out, but they're like it's coming to PlayStation, so cool. And then the next one, which I it was a weird way to start the trailer by showing off an ant and then just going through the jungle and seeing all these animals eat one another and it was the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater trailer. Um, so here's one thing that confuses me. The original game is called Metal Gear 3 or Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, right? Is that what it is? And then now they're
I
just calling it
guess.
Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater. I so that's kind of weird, but um I mean I'm happy for everybody who wanted this game, I guess. I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, so I don't have the kind of attachment to it that most other people do. Like I know when we watched it live, Katie was like, this is all I need. I'm happy or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I'm happy for you because I know a lot of people have been waiting on this game. I know I watched the blind wave reaction too. I don't know Rick was like, very happy about that too and whatnot. And yeah, so there's people out there that were really really happy about this. But for me, I mean, we can watch it if you want. Um, but like again, I haven't really played
Eh,
the game, so
we don't have to. I don't think we need to, just because it's just a cinematic announcement trailer, and I'm not crazy over Metal Gear. Like DT, I'm not crazy over Metal Gear. Like even
yeah, I just never played the games. That's why.
I played like the Phantom Pain, and that game's good. Don't get me wrong, but those storylines are so fucking convoluted and confusing and weird. Just not my deal.
But again, cool. I do like this trend of remaking older
Yeah.
games. So I hope they keep doing that with older stuff. Like, give me more PS1, PS2 era games that are being remade.
Siphon filter, please. I would take a remake.
But the next thing that they had was this game called Towers of Agasba, which looks pretty cool. It's like
I'm
a
down to watch this trailer.
survival adventure sandbox. Yeah, let's check it out. Exploration survival adventure sandbox kind of game coming to PS5 and PC next year. But let's check it out.
I'm ready
On
when you're ready.
3, 2, 1, go. So it says that this video is a work in progress of a beta, of an early beta.
Rup Justir, Jasawi. Tuka.
Chikuna Lakopak Garlocha Shanolo? Ologis Garlocha Shanolo Ugaolor? Jalor Impakon Alastulos. Onjashin Kubukaru Ulinkum.
So this says, I'm looking at their Steam page, that you can visit your friends' unique islands to get ideas on how to develop your own.
That's cool.
I didn't know that was a thing. I would have never got that from this trailer.
Ochlitao kan at shakro. Opanku chai earn chiari pastu giptao lakern. Bakumpa jujara.
Them creatures, man.
See, this game's got some color. Like, it was... I know it had, like, some dark, dreary spots it was showing in the trailer, but this has got color in it, man.
Definitely brighter.
Yeah.
Coming next year.
Pikmin!
Join the wish list. Well, let me tell you, game. I already had this game wish listed, so
I added it a minute ago when I was looking at the Steam thing, because I forgot to do it.
that's Towers of Agaspa. It looks cool. We have the next thing after that was Final Fantasy 16. It was the launch trailer, I believe, for that.
Yes.
So
Salvation.
we can check that out.
We
Final Fantasy
can.
16 launch trailer, Salvation. About 2 minutes 55. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
The blind march is on. These people live with a knife to their throat.
You have to believe us. We'd help you if we could.
Damn.
But you're helping us already.
He said, shut your ass up.
Never asked to be saved.
Squeenix.
Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us.
And people are just getting murdered in this trailer.
Yep.
Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
That's why your boy Clive is here to put an end to this.
So sharp.
You better hope so.
Crystals take more than they give.
You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
So I was already kind of looking forward to this game as well. But after playing the 7 remake, I am definitely about this.
I'm so excited for this.
Why aren't you dead? You are what branded.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
I was forced to kill. You do it by choice.
They don't believe in me. They believe in the powers that dominant.
You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
And thus is the light of hope severed. We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms.
Fire.
Come to me, Ifrit!
Yeah, Ifrit.
Who are we? What are the dominants? We are but mighty acts of God.
The dominance.
I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is
Bro, these
shame in
kaiju battles look insane, bro.
Also, the music's so good.
Darkness has taken hold of you. It has made you forget yourself.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. I have to stop him! I have to save them!
I made a promise to my friends, and it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign.
Your efforts will avail us naught.
We fight, we survive, we endure. We don't need a reason.
Clive. Final Fantasy 16. Fate will fall. June 22nd, 2023. It kind of does sound like him, Loki. Yeah. Maybe that's who the kid is. I don't know. But isn't he a little older now? I don't know. It does sound like him, though. I agree with you on that one. But yeah. Anyway, that game looks cool, man. Like real cool. I have to wait till it comes to PC, but that's all right because there's a lot of games out there to play, man. So I could wait. But it looks great. Looks real good. I know Josh is speechless because he's pre-ordering the game right now.
Oh yeah, like oh, you want me to say something on it? I think I've said enough. I'm gonna buy this motherfucker and I'm gonna stream it. Like, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
I was also getting ready for the next trailer because I know we're gonna watch this too.
No, you're good. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 has a release date trailer. They announced the release date here at the PlayStation Showcase. Oh, it is Loki. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because like I said, it sounded like him, but I wasn't sure if it was or not. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, the voice actor for Hugo from Plague Tale is going to be in that. Yeah, like I was saying, I agreed with Loki and so that it sounded like him, but I wasn't sure if it was.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But anyway, let's check this out. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, I hope you guys are ready for a lot of trailer watches in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that coming up here, especially for video games. So
I write to escape.
So I played the other two Alan Wake games, Alan Wake and then the American Nightmare. There should be playthroughs up of both of them on my YouTube if you want to check that out.
I played a smidge of the first one, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure if they're for me. I see why they're good, I just don't necessarily think I'm good at these types of games.
So you knew our victim?
Only the rumors. He was chasing a writer.
Someone knew they were here. Was playing a game with them.
And also,
Killer left a message.
it has a huge spoiler alert. Huge spoiler alert for another game. This game has the Alan Wake series has tie-ins to the game Control as well. So I wonder if they're gonna have anything to do with that in this game also. But yeah, I definitely want to check this out. I haven't played the other ones.
Isn't Max Payne same universe too?
I'm forgetting.
Max Payne? I don't know.
I feel like I heard that because it's all like they're all like connected to each other. I felt like, or something like that. I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not.
First things first. What's your name?
You know what? I got Google.
Alan Wake 2, October 17th, 2023. Very cool. That was cool. I like how I just think it's funny how when she asks them, "What's your name?" and then they don't say nothing, and then they show the fucking the logo, and it's like, "What's your name?" My name is Alan Wake 2, because that's the logo.
So
No, I
it's
played both of them, Loki. Yeah, I
it's
played all of them.
it's unclear if Max Payne is connected, but it is very hinted at apparently that they're connected in the same universe in
Gotcha.
some
Okay.
way, shape, or form. That's kind of cool. I love Max Payne.
Yeah, I haven't played any of those games, but I've always heard good things about them.
Oh man, a remastered Max Payne. Dope.
Do it, man, so I could play them. I'm honestly like waiting on a bunch of remakes of remasters of games so I can play them finally, because there's a lot of stuff I've missed out on over the years, and
I played Max Payne
that would
2,
be one of
like
them.
no joke. Max Payne 2, I played that over and over and over again. Like when I say over and over and over again, I don't mean I just hopped in and played it whenever. I mean I played the beginning of the game to the end of the game like 3 or 4 fucking times.
Damn.
It's one of the few non-RPG games I've ever done that with.
The next game we have here is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which looks good. I do want this game as well. I'm currently in the process of catching up to the newer Assassin's Creed games. I will be playing was it Unity here pretty soon on stream, probably within the next month or so. So keep an eye out for that, because that'll be going down. But let's check out this AC Mirage trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, Hidden One. You have died and been reborn.
We need to find a way to get you inside without being seen. You could bribe the guards to look the other way.
I shall see what flavor best suits me.
Embrace the fear. Quiet it. Find a stillness. And let's go.
I'm liking the combat and the movement. Definitely feels reminiscent of the older games.
Yeah.
The stage is yours, Basim. We will be watching.
Oh, cool. That looks good, man. I like the kind of like older return a little bit. I'm cool with that for a little while. Why not?
Yeah.
I like all the Assassin. I like the old games. I like the new games. The only problem with the new games is that they're very large. Takes a very long time for me to do things because I always feel like I got to do everything in them.
That's
Like that's my issue more than
that's
the
one of the
game's issue.
things that I hear about the newer games that I'm kind of like, oh man, I wish, like kind of like, oh, I want to play the new games, but man, that's gonna be, I don't know how much time I'm gonna put into them, man, because it seems like it's a lot. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I am looking forward to playing them though. I'm catching up slowly but surely. Like I said, the next one for me
They're
will be
they're
Unity,
good.
so we're almost there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. what game was next up after that? We had Revenant Hill, which is like that cat game. Then they had the Animu, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. And then we had not Final Fantasy, Street Fighter 6. Ultros. Tower Fantasy, another Animu game. And then this one I'm sure we want to check out,
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2. I need to play the first one, but this one looks pretty dope as well.
I downloaded the first one because I've never played it completely. I played it a little bit. Also, it's on sale right now. Dragon's Dogma 1. You can get it for $4 on Steam right now. No joke.
Damn, that's a hell of a deal, man.
I want to say it's $4. Let me double check. I looked earlier and it was $4. I'm pretty sure it still is. Oh no, it's not. What happened? It wasn't on sale. Where did I see
The
it?
sale's over now.
Oh, I guess it is. Oh yeah, it's Monday. Oh, maybe it was a weekend thing. Huh.
$30 there. But maybe you might be able to get it cheaper somewhere else. If you look around.
You can get it for $3.99 over at DL Gamer. Oh, and on Newegg.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right
Newegg.
now.
Boom.
$4.19. I guess it was on sale on Steam and it ended I guess a couple hours ago. Wow, interesting. Point is, you can get it cheap.
Yeah.
Let's watch this trailer.
Check it out. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I gotta play this at some point as well.
The first game is so cool. With its whole pawn system and companion system.
Never played it. I gotta get to it, man. Heard good things though.
And I'm interested in trying it out. As an older person that has played Elden Ring now and wasn't in that type of, and it's not exactly that type of game, but
Destiny, of course, that begs the question.
So my question is, when did the first game come out? When did Dark Arisen come out?
Well, Dark Arisen was an expansion pack. So they threw it in with the PC version, but it came out in
I thought that was just the full title of the first game, but
2012.
Oh shit, so it's been over 10 years then.
Yeah.
So when did the expansion come out then?
An expansion of an expanded version came out, began development in 2012. So Dark Arisen released in Japan in 2013. And then, oh yeah, 2013, I guess.
All right, cool. Well, this game looks awesome too, the second one. So definitely makes me want to, catch up and play it.
The PC version of Dark Arisen came out in 2016. So that Dark Arisen was also on the consoles. Sorry, it gets a little confusing because of the old Dragon's Dogma and then Dark Arisen thing.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little deal. I'm excited for that.
Sure, yeah, looks good. Let's see. And then after that, we started to get into the VR section. Actually, before that, there was the Five Nights at Freddy Help Wanted 2. And then we got into the VR section with Resident Evil 4 VR, Arizona Sunshine 2, which I never even heard of the first game. So I was like, 2? What? But again, I don't have VR, so. Crossfire Sierra Squad, which to be fair for like a VR game, that looked pretty cool. Synapse, Beat Saber. I mean that's always looked kind of fun, but again, I have no VR. And then Bungie came out and we're bringing back Marathon, and here's another DLC for Destiny 2. And then then they had this game called Concord, which I'm like, I don't even what even is this game? They showed like a teaser was all it was, and I don't even know what kind of game it was or anything like that. You know, I'm like, what is this? They showed like a burger in a spaceship and or something like that. I don't know what it was, man. Uh, but then on the PlayStation blog it says introducing Concord, a new PvP multiplayer FPS from Firewalk Studios, coming to PS5 and PC. So that's what it is. Because I couldn't tell from that teaser. I'm like, what is this? But that's what it is. It's a new PvP multiplayer FPS. For those out there wondering. And then they showed off the new hardware, the earbuds and the new like Nintendo Switch kind of
Remote play
Steam
video.
Deck thing controller with the screen kind
That
of
thing we
deal.
talked about last week. We talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was
Look at
gonna be
that.
coming.
We scooped PlayStation. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, they put it on. It
No,
was on their fucking website.
shout out to Insider Gaming on that one as well for having the insider info on that. And then the last thing here was Spider-Man 2, which they had a introducing Craven dealio, and then they kind of had gameplay reveals. So, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
We can watch the introducing Craven thing here because it's only like a couple minutes.
Yeah, let's do that. We can do that. Why not?
And then the gameplay one's a little bit longer, so probably won't. That one's like 10 minutes long, so we probably won't watch all of that. We can watch some of it. We'll skim through it, but
I recommend
Craven
checking it
one,
out
check it
when
out.
you can watch the full thing because it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. So all right, let's check this Craven thing out. 3, 2, 1, go. PlayStation Studios.
Gonna get the Marvel logo going.
Insomniac Games. It's Marvel, baby. Scoops Häagen-Dazs. Like they make you think that this is Craven because he's got like the, you know, the gear, but then very quickly find out that he's not.
You will not share.
I've been in your shadow for hours, but you sense nothing. Pathetic.
Bye-bye, pal.
I asked for an equal. And this is what you find.
Sir, perhaps a new hunting ground.
Light the fires. The great hunt begins.
There you go. The Craven introduction. That looks cool. I think that his design looks really good too
Mm-hmm.
for this universe. So very, very well done. We can check out the gameplay thing real quick. We're not gonna watch all of it because it's 10 minutes long, but and you should probably go watch it on your own anyway because it's really cool. But we'll watch some of it. We'll skim through it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Lizard sighted in Queens. Closing in now.
Cover the door. The beast could be anywhere. You have no idea.
I like how how like sticky and slimy and nasty the symbiote suit looks.
Leave Connors alone.
The HUD and everything looks pretty neat too. Like they changed it from the way it looked in the first game. I don't know how it looks in the Miles Morales one yet, but I will find out soon enough.
Craven wants a hunt. I'll give him one he'll never forget. He's gonna wish he never came to New York.
Even like the voice performance sounds more like more edgy and like more, you know.
That's it. That's what I was fixed to say. It just sounds like fucking Sasuke because it's the same voice actor as Sasuke from Naruto.
Yeah,
Across the river.
No idea.
And so that's all I hear when he talks like that.
And then we switch over to Miles, baby. And we get the music change, and this is cool right here.
Sounds like Craven's checking off his.
We don't have much time. Move.
Yeah, I'm loving this music right now
Guess
too.
we'll chat later.
I can't wait to play his game. I have it now, so I will be playing it here after I finish Final Fantasy VII.
Been really tough hiding it from my mom, but yeah, I'll boot up and see you there.
They got here fast.
Sorry about that.
Can't let him find Connors, or he's done for.
Anyway, we could probably skip up ahead from here. Let's go to the let's say 5-minute mark.
Going 5 minutes now.
Getting bigger?
Hungrier too.
You want you some delicious fishy? Ew.
Whoa. Hey man.
I saw that, I'd freak the fuck
The
out.
building's swarming with hunters. Any sign of Connors?
Yeah. Genki's tracking him.
Hey, Mr. Parker. Mr. Spider-Man, I mean.
But the date isn't complete.
Okay, I think I got a lock.
Genki, wait, be chill.
Oh boy, who's that gonna be?
Me.
Me neither.
That's my stomach. I'm hungry.
I don't even have a stomach, so.
Bro.
Let's go.
Dude, they made the lizard look huge in this.
Mm-hmm.
As he was running off the side there, I'm like, they almost made him look like a dinosaur, like a fucking T-Rex or something. This part is cool right here, just swinging around,
Dying, and he's the only one who can help.
just in the over the water like this. Really cool.
Yeah. I just know I'm gonna fail and fall in the water like so many times because I'm bad.
This is really Watch out for those drones. Don't worry. They think I'm a friendly.
Bam. That's just so cool, man. And there's your boy Craven again. These poor tourists, man.
It's not a river, but in fact a saltwater tidal flat. Spider-Man is fighting on right now. Everybody down!
Imagine you're just out for a day on the river and that shit happens.
I warned you about going after Connors. Now this is on you. Poison clouds. That all you got?
Almost done here. Civilians are all safe. How you looking?
This gunship won't quit.
I'm right behind you. We'll take it down together.
No time.
Then the transition, man, going from Miles to Peter now. Again, it's like crazy.
Time to go boom, boys. Oh, no. Spider-Man has got defenses. Spider-Man, hang on.
Underwater we go.
Over there! Whoever's attending! Move!
Dun, dun. Dude, fuck that.
Come on, let's go!
Time to get away from this
We're water
lizard
skiing
dude.
now. Let's go.
I know. Whoa! Ski faster! Fly faster! I do not want to be lizard food.
Just throwing shit at you too. That's wild.
Got him! Hold on! Look out! Everyone, take cover! What are you guys doing? Trying to take out that gunship! Can't get close enough!
But I can. I'm one of them, remember?
Bro, that's it! Pete! Alley-oop on 3! Hi!
Alley-oop.
1, 2, 3! Alley!
Got him.
He got away from us.
It's good, Pete. I saved the tracker. Let's go, man, before he gets too far.
No. He's mine.
You sure? He's got big teeth.
Edgy symbiote.
So do I.
He's not normally like that, right?
No. He's never like that.
And there it is, Spider-Man 2 gameplay trailer.
Hell yeah.
Looks great. Cannot wait to play Miles Morales pretty soon here. Because again, the first game is incredible. And that was pretty much the end of the showcase.
Yeah.
PlayStation showcase. That is a bunch of I'd say it was a pretty solid showcase. Like not
Mhm.
everything was I mean, anytime you get something like this, there's gonna be stuff you don't like and stuff you do like, and you know.
Yeah.
So I would say overall though, I think it was pretty cool.
There's
There was a lot of things in there that I really dig. So
there's also rumors that PlayStation's holding back a little bit, and that there may be another show later in the year as well. That they really have more than what they necessarily showed there, so that might be a thing in the future. So just keep an eye out for not keep an eye out, I guess, but keep your ear out for another one of these events, maybe in the later half of the year, if that rumor proves to be true. We'll see.
yeah, I don't know how many of these. I forget how many of these they have a year, but
I always get them
yeah.
mixed up because they're like they call them like PlayStation events, but they'll do things that are centered on just like one game at times too, right? So it gets a little weird.
Yeah, they have like showcases and like state of plays and stuff. So
Yeah, I get them mixed up. But if they're holding back, which that's the thing, it's like there's no fucking law, right? That's like we can only do one show a year. But if they held some stuff back for another show later in the year, who knows?
Yeah.
But that's just the rumor. There is no facts that
We
I know
shall
of.
see. We shall see. We shall see.
All right.
Okay. After that, we have a little gameplay overview for Aliens Dark Descent.
Yeah.
Check that out real quick. In 3, 2, and 1, play. This is a bit of a longer trailer.
This game comes out soon.
Welcome
There's
to
too many games
Aliens
out.
Dark Descent, a strategic, real-time, squad-based tactical action game set in the furthest reaches of the Alien universe. Join us for an extended look at Aliens Dark Descent, where players will need to make strategic decisions with lasting consequences in real-time skirmishes against terrifying threats.
Yes, I can.
Inspired by the 20th Century Studios' sci-fi action films, Aliens Dark Descent drops you into the cold embrace of space, where you'll use your tactical abilities to unravel a horrifying narrative that has yet to be seen within the Alien universe.
Where's my daughter? Would you look at that?
The journey begins as your ship crash lands on Lethe, a backwater planet infested with xenomorphs. There, you take control of Mako Hayes, a Weyland-Yutani administrator, and Jonas Harper, a USCM officer, as they team up to survive an onslaught of the deadliest life form mankind has ever seen. In Aliens Dark Descent, you are the commander, your squad is your weapon. Through approachable, fast-paced tactical planning, you will strategically manage their squad as a unit. If the xenomorph threat becomes overwhelming, you will have the ability to slow down time at any moment to focus on tactical decisions in the heat of combat, while making the gameplay more manageable and easier for players less familiar with this style of gameplay. Additionally, thanks to the unique squad behavior system we created for Aliens Dark Descent,
I think you do get to rename your squad, by the way, which means DT, you'll be on the squad.
Okay.
We'll put Tyler on there because obviously we need a scapegoat to die.
The thing about this game too is like if they die, right? It's like that's
yeah. They talk. I think they talk about that later on too.
Gun to hold them at bay during a tricky encounter. You will need to do all of this while also making sure not to run out of valuable resources to sustain your squad.
Stress 90. That's me like all of my life.
Can be challenging, so you'll have to stay sharp and decisive to turn the tide of battle in your favor. Every mission is unique as the game's AI adapts to your unique player behavior and actions. Explore extensive, open, and persistent levels where every choice you make will remain unaltered. Weld doors or hack terminals to secure your future paths. Place deployable motion trackers to monitor your surroundings. and unlock new landing areas for your APC to increase chances of your full team survival and make further expeditions easier.
This is a $40 game, by the way.
Yep, $40 game comes out June 20th.
Managing the health and
3
stress
weeks.
levels of your squad is equally as important as clearing objectives. When a Marine dies, they are gone for good.
They're gone for
making
good.
All
There it
your
is.
choices resonate through Aliens Dark Descent's
Rip.
bleak realm. As a good leader, analyze the
I just hope that if
situation, your
when
squad
you get
from
this
the
game
field
and play it and
when you
name a
feel the need
character after me,
and
I
come
don't
back
die
to
right
pressing
away like
tasks when
Tyler.
you're up for the challenge.
What if you make it like all the way to the end and then you get dragged away by the alien? Just be like, no.
Hey man, at least I made it to the end at that point, you know.
Where all the improvements you need are available.
As long as I go out in a cool way, right? That's all.
That's the
we
thing that
want.
I was wondering is like, could your squad get like abducted in one of the alien cocoons and like you gotta save them?
Improve your gear to help your team survive longer during missions.
A character customization.
With 5 classes available, assign critical roles to each of your
Hell
Marines
yeah.
and create a stronger squad to explore the depths of the facility and take on more difficult objectives. It's always advised to engage with medics who bring significant healing advantages on the field.
Get them heals, boy.
And gunners who are extremely efficient against hordes of foes. After successfully clearing a mission, make sure to reward your soldiers by promoting them, unlocking new abilities and attributes which allow you to create even more tactical synergies in your defense against the xenomorph onslaught. Aliens Dark Descent features a fully fledged tactical campaign filled with intense moments, deep strategy, and terrifying revelations. As you explore further, you'll uncover a complex story in your attempt to solve the mysteries of Planet Lethe. Gear up and discover the source.
Watch out for them
of this
face
strange
huggers,
and
boys,
dire threat
girls.
alongside Mako Hayes and Jonas Harper in Aliens Dark Descent on June 20th when the game releases on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm super interested. I want to see reviews before I buy it, but what they showed there looks really cool. And I'm glad that they spent like a good amount of time going over. Here's all this. Here's all this. Here's all this. Other than just like a little trailer, you know.
Cool. Next thing we have here is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, Space Wolf, and Ship Combat beta announcement trailer.
Okay, now I'm super excited for this game because they're the guys that did the Pathfinder games, and I love those.
So let's check this out in 3, 2, 1, go.
And I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40k. At least the video games. And the books. I never really played the tabletop tactical thing.
Traders.
Holy shit, that's loud.
Explorers who benefit from a unique style of freedom normally unheard of in the Imperium, with means to decide the fate of entire regions of space. Little can stop them in their pursuit of domination and power. And they do not venture alone. Their crew contains some of the galaxy's most unique denizens. Unsanctioned psychers, strange Xenos, servants of the Inquisition, and even space marines of the Adeptus Astartes. Ulfa is a lone space wolf survivor whose pack was defeated by the murderous Drukari. All of them are ready to follow you on.
He is so much bigger than everybody else. I love it because that's what Space Marines are. They're huge.
And defeat. But the Rogue Traders' true might lies in their personal void ship and the resource-rich worlds under their control. This is what makes them such dominant figures. Even still, the enemies of humanity are numerous.
Necrons.
And they will not relinquish an
Eldar.
opportunity to strike. And worst of all, A ghastly peril lurks.
Oh hell no.
An insidious corruption which works to undermine the strength of the Imperium's most staunch defenders. Chaos. Only with uncompromising zeal
Ew.
and steadfast faith can rogue traders withstand the lure of the ruinous powers. And those
Damn.
who succumb to the darkness risk a calamitous fate in exchange for their soul. Only madness and damnation await.
Beta on June 1st. Oh man, and you can get a collector's edition. Oh boy.
I didn't even know they had a collector's edition, but that's pretty cool.
Of course, you can wishlist it now.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. What do we have next here? Let's see. Next thing we have here is that Naughty Dog needs more time for the Last of Us multiplayer game, but they tease a new single player game as well. So they put out a tweet. Naughty Dog did a few days ago on Friday. Saying, The Last of Us fans, we know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about our Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued, we've realized what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as other games in development, including a brand new single person player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon. We're grateful to our fantastic community for your support. Thank you for your passion in our games. It continues to drive us. So that is their message. Um, makes me wonder. Naughty Dog is primarily known for Uncharted and The Last of Us. So if they say there's a new single player game coming out, I hope, and there's also a rumor that they're going to be focusing on a new IP, which I really hope they do because I kind of want to see them do something different than what they're, you know, used to doing. I want to see them just kind of branch out and do some more different, like, because again they're mainly known for The Last of Us, Uncharted, and then the one I forgot about, Jack and Dexter. So that's kind of the three. Those are the three franchises they're kind of known for.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of hope they come out, they make a new IP and do something different. I want to see them do something different. So
Yeah.
we shall see. We shall see. And then in terms of the Last of Us multiplayer stuff, I mean, yeah, sure, it makes sense to them.
Yeah.
Makes sense for them to just kind of hold on to it a bit more until they're ready. So I'm not too, no, nothing really to say there. I think.
I do find it interesting that Bungie's like, they talked about it, which I don't want to go super deep into it, but they had Bungie having a look at their portfolio, and that may have had a impact on some of that stuff too, like going over their games and stuff. But yeah, we can move on. Oh god.
We probably could have watched this after we watched the Rogue Trader thing, but we'll do it now. Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40K. That was a showcase gameplay thing as well. It's only a minute long. We can check that out.
Oh yeah, let's check it out. I didn't even know this was out. Yeah, sweet.
And then there was something else as well. So there's two little video games or two little videos we can watch. So first one, if you're ready, on 3, 2, 1, go.
Major Sarkana, what's your status?
We've lost a lot of men out of heavy rounds, but we're still in the fight.
We're coming to you now.
They're plotting something.
What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility?
These
Bode?
are mere drones.
Is that you?
A worthy adversary.
I feel like I heard that voice.
You will pay, you rotten cowards!
This actually looks stupid gorgeous. That's kind of crazy. I haven't seen a lot of the gameplay.
It looks. Hey, look all the blood.
Hell yeah.
Delta Wing, report. The spores collapsed the bridge.
That looks crazy.
To assault position by the bridge. Let us show them some of Ultima's hospitality.
Oh, this shit looks sick, dude.
Kill them all. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Oh, there you go.
Like position statue's kind of nuts.
It's pretty intense. Yeah.
That's cool.
Alrighty.
That looked great. I mean, like that looks cool.
So we have another little video we can check out here as well. If you go to the bottom of that, and then
Yeah, I got you.
It's another minute-long thing, so let's check it out. If you're ready,
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
We are the defenders of mankind against the horrors that dwell in the darkness.
For those who are into tabletop,
It's
we
a
get
board,
the board
game with cool little minis.
While we draw breath, we stand. While we stand, we fight. We are the angels of death. We are the blade drawn against the endless night. Nothing will survive our wrath.
Build, paint, battle.
Gotta show that Citadel paint, so you go pay a fortune for it. No, that's cool.
There it is. All right, so that is it for our video game news, my friend.
That's the gaming news, y'all.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Get ready for a lot more of that coming soon. All right, TV news.
TV news is just going to be pretty short as well. Not a whole lot happening there with this, but still got some stuff. First thing we have here is a season 2 official trailer for the Paramount Plus show Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I reacted to.
I saved this one for the podcast.
So if you want to see my initial thoughts on this, definitely go check it out because I already watched it, but you guys were going to get Josh's first thoughts. So if you're ready, Josh,
I'm ready.
Let's go ahead and do that in 3, 2, 1, go.
You gonna start the engine sometime soon, Erica?
Don't worry. I did this 100 times during the war. It's like riding a bike.
I sense a tension, the feeling that something's in the air.
Oh my God.
Our job puts us up against death. And we might not like it, but we do have to face it. Hold on to your saddles.
We are explorers.
It's easy to forget how awesome that is.
That's the mission. It's what we love most.
I have this crazy theory.
I love a crazy theory.
What does this mean?
I don't know. Chap.
Oh dear.
Right?
Do you know the odds of all of us being here at this time?
Lots of kissing in this
Improbable.
this trailer,
Here
man.
we are, together.
Ah!
It's
It's
the
it's
the
Boimler and
crossover.
Mariner. Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to show him in the trailer. Oh, I can't wait for that.
Live long and prosper, Mr. Boimler. You also live and
It's boy Huey.
Oh, that's gonna be really interesting. The crossover.
Yeah.
That looks. I love Strange New Worlds. We watched the first season, and yeah, I know like some of the hardcore Trekkies. I don't think we're crazy over some decisions in it, but I love it. I love it. I'll be honest. I had a lot of fun with that first season.
Yeah, I enjoy Strange New Worlds. It's about the only Star Trek show that I watch, so it's pretty good. Pretty good. I do like it. So yeah, looking forward to season 2. That looks pretty good. I don't know anything about the animated characters from the other show, but I think it's cool that they're doing a crossover.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
I'm really curious to like how like comedic it's gonna be because like the animated show is kind of like Futurama, to be honest with you. So that's gonna be interesting to say the least. All right.
All right. The next thing we have here is Netflix's Skull Island animated series has a not only a official teaser trailer, but also they've revealed the voice cast. So we have Nicholas Cantu, Mae Whitman, Darren Barnett, Benjamin Bratt, and Betty
Hey.
Gilpin will lend their
Hey.
voices to the legendary television's Monsterverse anime series, which is debuting on June 22nd.
Betty
The
from Glow.
from Glow, yeah.
Mhm.
The anime series portrays a group of shipwrecked characters trying to escape a dangerous and mysterious island. Skull Island will see kind-hearted explorers rescue Annie from the ocean, only for the heroism to land them on the treacherous Skull Island, home to bizarre creatures and terrifying monsters, including the mighty King Kong. So there's a teaser for it, so let's check it out.
Check it out.
So let's do that. And it's a very short one, too, 50 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, go.
You know what they called that place? Skull Island.
Oh hell no.
So many creatures, man. And there's the king himself. All right. So there
Interesting.
It is. There it is. Hopefully
sure
that'll
we'll be checking that out. Yeah.
neat. Yeah, I'll be giving that a go at some point. But yeah, that is our movie news or TV news. We should move on to the movie news when you're ready, because that's it.
Let's hit the
We
movie
got a
news.
couple things here as well. We got some trailers and then some casting news and whatnot. So let's check this one out. The first one is for The Flash. It's the final trailer before the movie releases here within the next couple weeks. So when you're ready, Josh,
I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, go.
Hi.
I love you!
Thank you.
Patching you into Mr. Wayne.
No, please don't.
I need you here now, Barry.
So you're saying you could travel back in time?
Bad flick.
But Bruce, I can fix things. I could save people. I could save my mom. I could save your parents.
You can also destroy everything.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too. So how was it this week? How's school?
School was good. Oh, this is mad trippy. Dude, this is catastrophic.
General Zod.
I'm not gonna lose her again. It's not Clark.
My name is Kara. I will help you.
Interesting group. Want some help?
Wait, he's Batman?
You want to get nuts?
You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Da, 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 da. Bro, that shot, the moon, and him flying down. Oh,
We're in uncharted territory. Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Are you ready?
Ready. Let's go.
You have fancy friends.
You know, it was an Uber. Oh, exec.
Cool.
yeah, that looks crazy. Which, by the way, guys, I did react to that as well. So you want to see my first thoughts on that as well? Check that out. And this next trailer, I also reacted to as well. So if you want to move on to that one, Josh, we can do that as well.
Yep.
This one is for Barbie. Again, I reacted to this also. So if you want to see my first thoughts on it and what I had to say about it initially, go check that out. But we're gonna check it out now. So Josh, when you're ready, let's
I'm
do
ready.
this. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey, Barbie. Can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
You can find me under the lights, diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever. It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now until forever. Do you guys ever think about dying?
The shit.
When my heart breaks,
Some things have been happening that might be related.
when my world shakes.
Cold shower, falling off my roof, and my heels are on the ground.
The humor is gonna be like hilarious, dude.
What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world.
You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
Closer I am to find. Closer I am to find.
Fucking Ryan Gosling, dude.
Okay.
It's gonna be so damn silly, bro.
Wow, this is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me.
Bro.
Barbie in the real world. That's impossible.
If this got out, this could mean extremely weird things for our world. This would be catastrophic!
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old. Oh.
No one rests until this doll is back in a box.
Even if nobody else sings along.
Humans only have one ending.
Get that Barbie!
Bro, these guys just
Ideas
diving
live
and
forever.
missing is hilarious.
No, I won't let you do just one appendectomy.
But I'm a man.
But not a doctor.
Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
Can I need a clicky pen?
No.
A sharp thing?
No.
There he is. Doctor!
Somebody get security.
Is Barbie if you still in doubt?
Man, my birthday's looking wild.
Man, this movie looks fucking hilarious, dude. Like it looks
It
like
really
such a fun time.
does. I appreciate what they did with it, I guess is what I'm getting at. It looks silly.
Oh man. All right. Well, to close out our movie news, we got a couple of things here. Number one is that Adeline Rudolph is going to be playing Katana in New Line's Mortal Kombat 2. She made her debut as a part of Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Simon McQuoid, who directed the previous movie, is back for this one, which sees Carl Urban leading the ensemble and diverse cast. Carl Urban, which we talked about before, he's going to be playing boy Johnny Cage, right?
Johnny Cage, which means get ready for the split nut shot.
But yeah, Rudolph will be playing Katana, a character first introduced in Mortal Kombat 2. Known for her cutthroat steel fans, became one of the video game's signature characters. Katana has a close bond with Jade, a popular Mortal Kombat character who will be played by Tati Gabrielle, who was her castmate in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina as well. Playing part of the trio of the Deadly Mean Girls known as Weird Sisters in that. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. It's a little bit more news on Mortal Kombat 2 there with that. And Lionsgate has confirmed that John Wick 5 is in early development. With Keanu Reeves starring John Wick Chapter 4 topping $363 million globally. Film chief Joe Drake addressed the future of the Assassin franchise during an earnings call. He teased development of a fifth movie last Thursday during a quarter four earnings call. What he says, what's official is that as of Ballerina is the first spinoff that comes out next year. We're in development on 3 others, including 5 and including the television series, which will be airing soon. We're building out the world, and when that 5 movie comes, it will be organic. We'll be organically grown out of how we're starting to tell these stories. But you can rely on a regular cadence of John Wick. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Especially with the way that 4 ended, So I'm very curious to see where they take it from here.
Yeah.
I'm obviously looking forward to the spin-off and the prequel and all that other stuff because I really like the world and the universe of John Wick.
Yeah, I love the
so I'm
world
just-
building. Like it's very fascinating. When are we gonna
Yeah.
get the John Wick tabletop book, boys?
Dude, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
that would be kind of nuts. That actually
It would
be
work
pretty cool.
because the world building is kind of cool. Like it feels like somebody was like, you know what? I want to play D&D, but I want it to be modern with assassins and this whole underground world. Boom, easily doable, right? It's
Yeah, no, for sure.
it's cool. I like John Wick, and I want them to keep making them because like they're all good. And like we've had 4 movies, they're all great. So if they keep making them and they're great, keep making them. Why not?
That's kind of what I said on my Discord. I was like, yo, as long as the people involved want to keep making them and they're as good as they have been, fucking let them do as many as they want, man.
Yeah. All
So
right.
yeah. But that'll do it for our movie news, which concludes all of our news in general.
News is done.
We are donezo, my friend. So we can take a little quick break and then
let's do it.
Come back and we'll talk about M from 1931.
Let's check it out. We'll be right back after this, guys. I'll run some ads, and for YouTube, this will be instantly. For everybody else, we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clockwork Cantina. We just finished up all of this week's news, and we're going to move into our main topic, which was we watched a movie, DT.
Indeed, it was another time for a retro rewind. We do these at the end of the month now, when there isn't anything else that supersedes it.
Mhm.
And this time it was Josh's pick, and he chose a film that I had not even heard about up until it was time to watch this. I, however, had heard about its director, Fritz Lang, because I have seen one of his other movies called Metropolis, which is from 1927. And I kind of feel there is one thing about that movie that I feel the way about how kind of similar to this one, which is both of these movies feel like they're ahead of its time.
Yes, I agree.
Especially especially for the time, like this dude out here making these types of movies in the 20s and 30s, dude, like that is insanity. And like Metropolis is a silent film, so that one is a little different than M, but M does have moments or shots where it is like I'm pretty sure they shot it as a silent film too, and then they added sound after filming, like in post. I believe is how they did that. Whereas Metropolis was just completely silent. But
Mhm.
anyway, and there are shots that you can tell in this movie that are like straight up like out of like that of like a silent film era and all that. But there are other things that they kind of that in this movie are like stuff from the past and how they used to do things, but then they kind of you can kind of see that they're gearing up towards the era of like more modern movies, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, M by from 1931 by Fritz Lang is the movie we watched. Again, Josh's pick. So yeah, you want to tell us a little bit more about this film, Josh?
Yeah, so this is a fascinating movie. I'd heard about it. So, and we started the retros, right? Like we'll go back and watch something maybe we haven't seen before, or something old. Like I like to kind of dig into some of those early things that you might hear about and have never seen. Like we did Casablanca. I'd never seen Casablanca, but everybody quotes it, right? So while I was in the process of like, let's find some other movies, and we found the Maltese Falcon and watched that for the first time. So I was like, so these are kind of like the things everybody's heard about, right? But M is something that I'd never heard about. So I Googled one day, what are just some old classic movies that maybe I haven't seen, So I got a big list, and M was on there. And the reason that I picked it was just because, let me read the synopsis to you. And remember, this movie was made in 1931. Or it came out in 1931, rather. It is, in this classic German thriller, Hans Beckert, a serial killer who preys on children, 1931, by the way, becomes the focus of a massive Berlin police manhunt. Beckert's heinous crimes are so repellent and disruptive to city life that he is even targeted by others in the seedy underworld network. With both cops and criminals in pursuit, the murderer soon realizes that people are on his trail, sending him into a tense, panicked attempt to escape justice. The thing that, like, how can you read that and then look at when this movie came out and be like, oh, I gotta check that out? Because that's like... That's the 30s, brother. That's before we even knew anything, really. According with modern police techniques, and psychological techniques when it comes to like serial killers, right? So that's why, like, and we watch modern movies and documentaries and stuff that talk about all that stuff, and so like it fascinated me to be like, let's check this out. And so that's kind of like what drove me to want to pick this movie to check it out. Like, the subject matter is uncomfortable. Obviously, it's dealing with a serial killer of children, played by Peter Lorre or Lorre. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it.
Peter Lorre, yeah.
Yeah, Peter Lorre. And we've seen him. He was in Casablanca for a little bit. And I think he's also in the Maltese Falcon, funny enough. As different characters. Yep, he's in the Maltese Falcon. So I was like, let's check this out. And this film, you had to watch it with subtitles because I think it was only in German. So I didn't see a dub anyway. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what drove the pick of the movie. Was like, this is a mystery suspense thriller from the 30s that deals with a serial killer that's killing kids, right? And like that is that kind of like I want to check this out. So yeah. So this was Fritz Lang's first sound film. We talked. DT mentioned that. It features many cinematic innovations, including the use of long fluid tracking shots.
That is one of the things that I wrote down in my notes for this. Is I was really impressed by the cinematography and the tracking shots in this movie. Like, they're pretty damn good. Like, for like, especially back then too.
Yeah.
But continue.
Hey, DT, before we continue on, do you want to watch the trailer? You watched the trailer for the movie?
Yeah, because I actually haven't seen the trailer. I just watched the movie. So yeah, I'm really curious about the...
I imagine this is a re-release trailer, probably. So, but let's check this out.
Because I am curious, yeah.
Because we'll usually throw in I'll link it to you. Throw in a trailer of like the old thing we'd never seen before. So I don't know if this trailer has subtitles. I'm gonna assume yes.
Let's see. Film Forever, BFI. Oh, this is a BFI release. M1931. Okay. When you're ready, let me know.
Let's check it out.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I'm really curious what a trailer for this movie looks like, because dude, this shot right here,
yes,
of
Du hast aber einen
him,
schönen Ball.
The shadow of a murderer on his own wanted poster with all his crimes and shit. That is wild. It's a great shot.
Aus bestimmten Anzeichen geht hervor, dass auch dieser neue Mord von demselben gespenstischen Unhold begangen wurde, dem bereits 8
The
Kinder
blind
unserer Stadt
man.
zum Opfer gefallen sind.
Oh, that balloon thing.
It's wild seeing some of this stuff.
Wie sieht aus?
Dude, they
Also, that
smoke so
guy's
much in
fighting.
this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoking.
Und doch ist mitten unter uns.
Bro, he's got like Joker vibes when he does that with his fucking fingers and stuff.
Vielleicht doch noch irgendetwas Verwendbares zu finden, das uns der Lösung des Problems näher bringt.
The birth of the psychological thriller.
That's right. He sends a fucking note to the newspapers too. I forgot about that.
Peter Lorre.
Hört mal, der Block ist doch umstellt. Wenn er überhaupt noch mal nach Hause kommt, muss er uns ja in die Finger laufen.
Ein Außenseiter verdirbt uns das Geschäft und den Kredit. Die Maßnahmen der Polizei, die täglichen planmäßigen Razzien zur Ergreifung des Kindermörders, hindern unsere Tätigkeit in einem kaum mehr ertragbaren Maße. Wir müssen ihn fahren. Wir selber.
Well, everybody loses their minds.
Mhm.
It's a decent trailer for this movie, man, because I was like really curious. Like how do you make a trailer for a movie like this, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was yeah, this is a pretty decent trailer for this. So how do you wanna what do you wanna get how do you wanna start this? I mean, we already kind of did, but like what do you wanna go into
Let's
first?
just talk about the parts we like. Like let's like we don't have to like
Okay, so for
break down the
me,
whole movie or anything like that.
yeah. So for me, again, going back to kind of what I said earlier, I thought the cinematography and the tracking shots where they like follow scenes and characters and stuff was really, really well for like a movie in 1930 in the 1930s. I thought was really, really like great. I like the whole like this movie's like a horror noir suspense thriller kind of deal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think for like a 92-year-old movie, I think that's how old this movie is, 92 years old.
Yeah. Something
It
like that.
is wild. That is insane. Um, but yeah, it's really like wild, dark subject matter for the 30s, right? And like, you know, even um even though we don't really get to see any of the violence, really, they
Mm-hmm.
allude to a lot of things despite showing or not showing like, you know, a lot of the stuff that they, you know,
Yeah.
because like
Leaves
this
it up
guy
to
is
here, man,
as
which is
yeah,
horrible. It leaves it up to
as
your
we
mind.
as we know, this guy is a child murderer, but we don't really get to see him do any of it, or they also allude to him doing other things, right?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, also horrific.
Yeah.
Um, and another one of my favorite things in this movie is that even though there is absolutely zero music in this movie, because we have to remember that at the time there was a lot of silent films before that, right? It was a silent film era. And again, I mentioned at the top of the, you know, the discussion here that I watched his previous film, Metropolis. That was a completely silent film. So they didn't have any music in those kind of movies up until this point. And this movie doesn't have any either, which again makes sense because, you know, they're coming out of the silent era basically. But they do have they do have a musical motif in this, which is in
Mm-hmm.
the Hall of the Mountain King, which we hear throughout the movie. You know, it's the which he does kind of like he whistles throughout the movie, like
And that's how you know he's on screen or just off
yeah,
screen because he's not always
yeah,
on screen. I find
yeah,
that fascinating. Whenever you
it's
hear that whistle, he's around.
it's the whistle of like compulsion that he does whenever he's ready to kill, or like he does out of like frustration or out of like whatever, right? Like he just it's the whistle that he does, you know, like you said, we know that he's around when you hear that. So I thought that was like really well done um for a movie that has no music, and like it's like a basically like a silent film, but like, you know, obviously there is sound in it. Um, the way it's shot and everything is like a silent film, but like, you know, there is sound, and they added stuff afterwards, and then, you know, you again, the musical motif of in the Hall of the Mountain King is really really, really, really good when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I also want to say that Peter Lorre absolutely killed it in this movie, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't really get a lot to do for the majority of the movie, but like I want to say that last like 15 minutes or so of the movie, like at the end, when he like really gets to do stuff, he is crazy, dude. Like there are
In-
moments where like his eyes are like this, and then they go like this, and you're like, God damn, dude. Like what a like just the acting in his face and his like in like his eyes and just the intensity of it all is like crazy, dude. Like it really I know you mentioned earlier how we had seen some of him in like Casablanca and the Maltese Falcon and stuff. It makes me want to watch more of his stuff just based off his performance in
Right?
this movie. Like he is intense in this role, man. It is
Yeah, no, he's crazy.
crazy.
You know what even else is crazier? He was known for comedy before this movie. He was a comedian. He wasn't like a
mean,
dramatic actor or anything like that. He was a comedian actor.
It just shows his range, man. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no, like yeah.
That's absolutely wild. But yeah, and then also like I mentioned it when we watched the trailer, but just the shot of him of his shadow over the wanted poster, that is
It feels
that's
like
a
a
crazy
modern
good
thing.
shot.
It feels like a
Yeah.
modern thing, but it's in the 30s. It's 1931. Like it's crazy.
92 years old, man. That's hell of a thing.
Yeah.
And like just I guess there are some characters that have like names in this movie, but I almost kind of felt like there wasn't that many that had names, and like they're just like there isn't really like a main character of the movie. There's more like
we move through a few different characters.
There's like people and there's more like groups of people as opposed to like individuals, right? Like there's the police, there's the parents, there's the the crime, organization dudes and all that.
Well, they open the movie following like one of the mothers of a soon-to-be victim, and
Yeah.
like the moment that it stays focused on her and the kids, and they're talking, the kids are making up the little rhyme right out in the
Dude,
playground.
that whole song that they're singing is insane, bro. Like there's a child killer terrorizing the city, and these kids are over here singing fucking songs about it and shit. Like, what the hell, dude?
I feel like it makes sense for kids that don't fully grasp the situation, right? Like they're just making up a game about it because they're kids and don't understand the gravity of it all. It's
That was
and, like,
just wild though that they opened the movie
Yeah.
that way. I was like, wow.
yeah,
that's
it
crazy.
is. And the way they just focus on the mom, I'm like, it builds that tension up, right? Because we don't start off with the murder. We start off with like, this is interesting. And then it's like they show the kid and like that whole sequence happens. And I'm just like you just feel like this something bad is going to happen. And it does. The whole way through. It's very good at building that up to that. It's and it's
Which then-
fascinating to me.
Yeah, I mean, which then later on in the movie, like everybody's trying to hunt him down, and like suspicion and tensions rise, and with all the murders, and people are turning against each other, accusing one another, and
I find
the
it
police-
so interesting that the cops are putting so much pressure on the underworld that even the underworld guys are like, we gotta find this guy and get rid of him
because we can't do shit because of this. Yeah, we can't do
anything
nothing
done.
because of this guy.
We can't make any
Yeah.
money. We've got to find him. So I find that fascinating, right? Like,
Yeah, the police are like raiding places and looting items from people, and everybody's just failing. They're all the whole search is just being ineffective. But I mean, obviously, eventually he is captured or he is caught by the vigilantes, basically, right? And
that whole. So a few things like that. The one is
yeah,
like,
go for it. Go for
I
it.
like when they're in one of the underworld dives and they're talking to like a older like lady. She's like, yeah, some of the women solicit. So what? I'm like, wow, I'm surprised they addressed that for a 30s movie. It's obviously made in Germany, not in the United States. Because in the 30s, I'm sure the fucking, oh no, they mentioned a prostitute. Oh no, but like that whole sequence with them chasing him. Oh, dude, I got chills. Because the blind guy with the balloons, right? Like he's the one that sells the balloon in the opening of the movie, right? Or in the early in the movie. I want to say opening because
early on in the movie. Yeah.
But he sells the balloon and he notices the whistle, right? And then
he recognizes
later
it.
on, he's a member of like this what do they call it? A union, like which is a thing that actually existed apparently, where like all these the beggars union or something, like they're all a bunch of beggars, and they're and like the criminal underworld's like, you guys keep watch on this street, and they write it down, and what's your union number? Like that is nuts. Like it feels like the Bowery King from John Wick, you know, like kind of like all the homeless beggar dudes are out there and they're all watching these different streets, right? They're not assassins or anything, but they're like spies.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I see what you mean with that. Yeah, for sure.
But I legitimately got chills when the blind guy starts to recognize the whistle the second time, right? Like I literally got chills in that scene. I was like, oh, they're gonna get him. Oh, they're gonna get him. And he does, and he because he's trying to solicit another victim, right? He's trying to get another victim, another child to murder. And the blind guy, I almost said blind wave guy. The blind guy is
that'd be a whole different movie.
Whole different movie. The blind guy calls over to one of the dudes, and he's like, I know that whistle that day, that was the murderer, right?
Yep.
And so he starts following Peter Lorre's character around, and he's like, but he does the M on the hand. He's like, he's got to figure out a way to mark him as a target so they can follow him easier. Puts the M on the hand and slaps him on the shoulder and like acts like he bumped into him. I'm like, that's so clever for a 30s movie. Like especially this early. Like this is a good way to show like we're following the right guy, right? Like the whole time. And that whole chase sequence into this office building, and then him being hidden, and then him hiding from the guards in that storage closet, I guess it was. And then that closes, and here come all the criminals. We'll call the criminals, and they break into that office building and hold the guards hostage while they're trying to hunt down this horrible serial killer. Like the movie is wild. At times, like they're tearing the whole place apart looking for this dude. But I find that interesting. The way when they finally corner him in the closet and the camera just stays on him until they pull out like some of the junk that's in the way, and you see his whole face change as they've caught him red-handed. I was like, is he gonna get away? I thought he was gonna get away for the longest time just because of how long he's in that closet trying to get out, because he gets locked in. Like it's man. It's a fascinating film. Like I keep saying that, but it really is. Like if you've never seen it, like even with us, I think it's worth a watch. Even if we spoil the shit out of it for you, go watch it anyway, because it's only like an hour and a half or something like that. Hour and 40, something right around there.
Somewhere around there.
Let me see. Runtime.
Somewhere between like an hour and 20 and like to like an hour and 40. Somewhere
hour and 40 minutes. 130. 1 hour 39 minutes. Sorry, is what it says on the Google. So it's not like a super long film, which I don't expect a lot of. Well, I mean, it is pretty long for a fucking 30s movie, but yeah. There's a shot, by the way, DT. Did you notice the shot? Like you were talking about cinematography earlier. When they go down to the Beggars Union and they're swinging the camera like down and around, and I'm like, this feels like a modern. Like we always talk about one shots and things modern now. This felt like a modern one shot when they're going through the Beggars Union.
There's a lot of really good, again, tracking shots, and the cinematography was great. I liked it for a 90-year-old movie, dude. Pretty crazy. They did a good job with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. The whole time they're trying to figure out evidence, a red pencil, and the guys arguing over the hats. Like when they're trying to gather all this evidence, all I could think of is like, wow, modern day we have CSI techniques, right? In the 30s we need actual clues, and fingerprints is like all we got, and witness testimony, which is notoriously like people forget and misremember things all the time with witness
Yeah,
testimony, and they're like,
there's a moment in the movie where he's like, "It's green." No, it was red.
it's
or
red.
Whatever,
And they
right?
almost start fighting right
Yeah.
there in the police station over it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. How like crazy everybody gets, and just how they just the tension and the suspicion and accusations and all that. But
Which, yeah. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
no, just I was just trying to just mention how crazy like the idea of like obviously we know that this is a bad dude
Mhm.
throughout the entire movie, but I think what makes this movie like stand the test of time, apart from some of the cool stuff that we mentioned, is the fact that this movie makes you think by asking you a question that I believe is still relevant to this day.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's an important one, man, because um is it okay or morally justifiable or whatever term you want to use to execute a man for these horrible, vile, heinous things or acts that he has committed as a result of basically like a mental illness, right?
Mhm.
Because when it's time for when Peter Lorre is captured or when he gets caught, I mean, and he's like doing his thing, he's like, "Yo, I can't help it." You know, like I have like I need to do this, right?
He
Like
even says he doesn't want to. Like he
yeah,
says, like I hear a voice. I hear the
Yeah.
victims like
It's
in
like
his mind.
it's almost like a curse, you know, right?
Yeah, it's like the ghosts follow me around. Like it's crazy.
yeah. So is it okay to execute a man for some horrible ass shit that he's done, even though he is mentally disturbed? Like it's something to think about, man, because we
Yeah.
know he's a child killer. We know he's unable to control himself. But then you have people around there saying, "Well, you better fucking kill him because if not, he's gonna get away and keep killing more kids."
Yeah, he's just gonna claim what do they call it? Paragraph something. There's something in there like where he gets to
Yeah.
go to a mental institution, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
well, he's gonna escape and he's gonna kill again, or he's gonna fake it and they'll let him go and he'll kill again. Like,
Yeah.
The-
Yeah. Like it's either like one of those things of like, do you kill him and let him out the easy way, or do you let him live for everything that he's done? But then the other argument is like, yo, he'll just be, you know, living off of the people, the taxpayers or whatever the fuck you want to say, right? I don't know. It's an interesting question, man. Like,
Mhm.
because obviously he's a really bad dude, but like, like he says, he can't help it. He's cursed. He's mentally not unwell. Like how do you like how do you like it's a question, man. And then here's the other thing, like before we even get into that, like the movie just ends. Like they don't give you like the director Fritz Lang was like, here's the evidence, here's the things, here's some things for you to make your own decision, because the audience is, I guess, the final judge, right?
Yeah.
They just end the movie and they don't
The
give
way
you a definitive answer one way or the other.
So here's like how it kind of ends, right? Like he gets captured by the underworld. They take him to a kangaroo court, basically full of fellow criminals. Which, by the way, actual criminals were in that cast as as the kangaroo court. They hired actual people that got arrested after the movie was over.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy, dude.
I was reading some of the trivia and I was like, well, that's crazy. So then they have this whole big trial, fake sham trial, really, but he's got a lawyer, and his lawyer is actually a fascinating character. That's not like his actual lawyer. He's a criminal that's a lawyer. And then the cops break in before anything could really happen, and he gets took to jail. And the way it ends is the panel of judges come in, sit down, but we move away from them, focus on the mothers of the victims who are like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to bring our kids back, you know, and, you know, you have to keep watch over your children. And then the movie just cuts to black. It ends. It was like, at a time, I was frustrated by it because, like, my modern day is like, I need resolution. I need to know what happens next, right? But I respect it because it was like the whole like guilty or insane asylum or all that really matters is it doesn't almost even matter because like the kids are dead and we're going to be haunted by this forever. So keep an eye on your kids no matter what. Like it is a fascinating movie and I'm glad I picked to watch it. I won't say I enjoyed it because of the subject matter. I enjoyed it because I find the writing fascinating. The like you said, the shots are amazing for a 30s movie. And the questions that this movie asks you to make a judgment on.
They're still relevant today.
Yes.
That's why I think this movie has like been able to kind of be just relevant and stand the test of time, dude. Because it like this we still talk about this shit today, bro. Like it's insane.
So I already know the answer to this, but I'll ask you anyway. You would recommend this movie to people, right? Like you'd be like, you should check out him.
I mean, yeah, for sure. For all the reasons that we've been saying, like it's a hell of a movie, man.
It is
a hell of a movie for the.
I agree with you.
1930s.
I would also recommend it to people. In fact, like even if you have something in your mind where you're like, I can't get into those old movies, give it a chance because this is like a modern old movie in some ways. Like it really is. Like this film probably gave birth to some other like techniques that's still used today in certain situations. Even if it doesn't, like, I'm sure it's on the family tree, right? Of branches leading down to certain camera shots or certain
absolutely. I mean, it's
motifs
like
and all that.
I'm sure this movie was like one of the grandfathers of like noir films too, right? Like, and just it makes me wonder though: is this the first or one of the first serial killer movies as well?
I have no idea
because I don't know how many of them there were before this, if any. But I want to say this is like probably one of the first ones, right? Like that's, you know, kind of crazy.
In the trivia, too. Which I always look at the IMDb of trivia, so take that for what it is. It's just like it's one of the very first using the groundbreaking technique of a voiceover narration. Like there's a voiceover narration in the opening of the movie, right? Like it's one of the very first films to ever do that. Yeah. Here's some more trivia. Like MGM studio executive at the time assembled his writers and directors for a private screening of this film, telling them that they needed to be making films of this power and caliber. But he also admitted that if anyone had brought a story of a child killer to him, he would have rejected it. So, like, they didn't even want to in the United States, like, you know?
I mean, it makes sense. Like, when you, hear somebody talking about, like, oh, I want to have this idea for this movie, sometimes it may not always go as well as if, oh, this is what I did, take a look at it, you know? Like
Mhm.
you perceive things differently from hearing an idea to seeing the finished kind of product. So some things you just have to see to believe and witness and take in how good they are despite the subject matter, as opposed to being like, oh, this is what I want to do, because then sometimes it'll be like, no, what the hell, okay, what are you talking about? We're not gonna do that. But yeah.
Here's the criminal thing. Fritz Lang asserted that he cast real criminals for the court scene in the end. According to biographer Paul Jensen, 24 cast members were arrested during filming.
That is crazy.
That's actually kind of funny. There's where they're talking about the motif for whistling being one of the first times in a movie. It had been done in opera before, but it had never been in movies really before. This was before the Nazis took over too. Like the Nazis take over in 1933 and they ban this film the moment they seize power in the 1930s. I found that interesting. I know Peter Lorre had to flee Germany, and so did Fritz Lang, because they were Jewish or half Jewish at the time. So that's why Peter Lorre ends up in the United States, right? And ends up coming in movies like Maltese Falcon and Casablanca. Oh, the whistle. So Peter Lorre couldn't whistle. The whistle was done by Fritz Lang. The director does the whistle.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I figured you'd find that interesting.
Yeah.
And he says, although the director had no musical talent, he felt his own off-key whistling was very appropriate for the character.
Hey, yeah, it works. It really
works.
does. Yeah, it really does, honestly. But no, yeah, it's a really good, like, In the Hall of the Mountain King is one of those like musical themes that we've heard like throughout the years, right? And it's just like seeing it in this way and how creepy they kind of use it, is kind of very interesting, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whenever you
it's the
hear the
only
whistle, it's not far away.
it's the only musical thing in the entire movie. The only motif.
Yep.
There are no, again, like I mentioned earlier, there is no music in this entire movie. So yeah, it's neat.
I find this fascinating considering what the movie is based from its birth. So listen to this. It says, I'm just reading some trivia. Fritz Lang and his wife collaborated on the screenplay. According to Lang, the couple wanted to create a film based on the ugliest, most utterly loathsome crime. The first script they produced was about a man who sent vulgar and anonymous letters. That's literally all they thought. That's what they thought was like the ugliest, most loathsome crime was.
Wow.
It says, however, both Lang and his wife rejected this story as way too tame. Ultimately, they decided that the most horrible crime was that of a child murderer.
Yeah.
So they ended up changing it. But I find it fascinating that was like their first go-to was that.
That's
Speaks of the times, I guess.
Yes.
This is interesting. Because he had directed several crime thrillers in the past, Fritz Lang had developed a positive rapport with the Berlin police and had made several influential contacts. He was able to exploit these connections, particularly those in the Homicide Bureau, in order to meet and interview several actual murderers in preparation for the film.
Whoa, well, he did his research then, huh?
Oh yeah, he really did. I think I read that he went to like some of the asylums too. Like he really put the work in.
That sounds like it would be exhausting, dude, to just do the research for that. That would be awful. Like, depending on how much of it you do and for how often, that sounds like not a good time. But I commend and respect the commitment to researching your film or researching, real stuff that you're gonna put into your film for sure.
Yeah. Also, this movie was filmed in only 6 weeks.
Damn.
Which is also insane to me that they were able to film that so quickly. What convinced Fritz Lang to make this film was his reading of the last scene in the script when a mother ominously warns, "You have to watch your children." So that's kind of like the thing that got him. Fritz Lang made this film in an effort to claw back his artistic standing after the double failure of his two previous films, Metropolis and Woman in the Moon. So I guess those were at the time considered failures. But yeah, what a fascinating movie.
Yeah. Really.
Oh, did you notice Mickey and Minnie Mouse in the candy shop?
I might have missed that.
So I noticed them. It happens really early in the movie when Peter Lorre's character goes and buys candy for the little girl that he's gonna murder. in the opening of the movie, but I was like, look, it's Mickey Mouse in the back. So that's how you know this is pre-war because it has Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse in the back, other than the year, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have to spend a lot of more time on it. With DT, whenever you're ready to move on, and we can close up the show, because I feel like we've really sold this movie.
I mean,
as something
we
that
kind
people
of
should check out.
We kind of pretty much talked about it, but it's just like, yeah, again, just to kind of close off, movie makes you think. Like, what would you do? Yeah, what are you basically willing to sacrifice to, or in order to ensure the greatest good for the most amount of people, right? Like, how would you kind of structure society when it comes to the question of, how would you deal with a man that has done this vile, these vile acts, but he's not well, uh but yeah, it's just it's very interesting, man. Very, very interesting, and just honestly just a really, really great, like, well-made movie for 1930s, man. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I was very, very impressed and like watching it, especially for something that I had never really, heard of. So and yeah, again, honestly, it just makes me want to watch more Peter Lorre stuff because damn, what a
Right?
performance, man. What a performance.
So this film is the exact reason that I'm glad we do retro rewatches. Because DT, let me ask you, like, what are the odds you would think of like you watching this movie if we weren't doing this podcast and doing these retro things? Like, because
Well,
I'll be honest, for me, I probably would never watch it. Like, it
I
wouldn't
mean,
never exist in my mind.
I watched Metropolis, so maybe eventually I would have, but it's one of those things of like it would have taken me probably forever because like I'd never even heard of it. So I would have had to go back to look at Fritz Lang's like filmography and be like, what else did he do, So it
Mhm.
probably would have, taken me just ages to watch, to be honest. And it's just like, yeah, it's something I hadn't heard of, and I'm glad I did now though, because it was
I mean,
what a movie, man.
I'll be honest, I probably would have never watched it. Just because, like, the retros make me think about these older movies more. Like, we've been doing the retros for like the last few years, and it's opened a whole new way of looking at movies and judging movies and watching movies that I probably didn't have before, right? Like, and I'm so glad it did, because I say this every time we do a retro rewatch. There are things to be gleaned from watching these old things. Like, even if in your mind you're like, man, that's from the fucking 30s, I'm not
No,
gonna watch that. Like,
there's
it's
always
crazy.
something to be learned of I think of any movie, whether good or bad or old or new or whatever. You can always take something from them.
And what I learned in M is like, there's techniques in modern film that were born from way back in the 30s, and it's kind of crazy. So I recommend checking it out, even if you're watching this, even if we've spoiled the film for you. Go check it out anyway, because it's fascinating. It's an interesting watch, and I guarantee you will learn something just from watching it instead of just listening to us talk about it. So that's M 1931. I'm glad I picked it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad I enjoyed it talking about it, and yeah. I hope just the retro rewatches in general for you people that are watching and listening to this podcast are to kind of go out there and explore some of these older movies and check them out, because you never know what you're going to find. You never know what
Never know what
treasures
gems you
there'll
can
be.
discover. Yeah.
Exactly right. All right, DT, that's M.
That'll
You ready
do it,
to
man.
wrap it up? All right.
I sure am.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to you, buddy. You're on the main screen.
All right. Thank you guys for checking out this episode, listening, watching, however you chose to indulge us. We'll be back next time. Coming up for me, I am going to be playing more Final Fantasy VII on stream. This week's schedule is going to be a little wonky for me because I have honestly a busy week. Just ahead of time, letting everybody know about that.
Yeah.
But so it seems things are just kind of be up in the air, and I'll have to let you guys know what's going to be going on. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Go follow me on all the things, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Bye bye. See ya.
All right, guys. Coming up for me, we should be getting back to Horizon tomorrow. The sickness is, as long as the sickness doesn't I don't think it's gonna rear its ugly head or anything. The only thing that I have been really feeling today is just been a little tired. So I imagine another sleep and I should be good. So Horizon should return tomorrow, and that's probably what we'll be doing most of the week, is playing just Horizon. There may be a dice stream, maybe. I don't know. Heroes and Fables also, it's kind of up in the air at the moment. We haven't played a little bit just because I was sick and people have been kind of missing, and it's just life is busy. It happens. It is what it is. But Heroes and Fables, Blasters and Bandits with Heroes and Fables will be back whenever we're all able to get together again. It's not canceled or anything, so don't worry about any of that. It's just, when you have 5, 6, 4 people together, they all have lives and things happen. That's just one of the realities of it. But don't stress, because we'll be back. I'm a dice maker, 902 Dice Creations. You have till tomorrow, Tuesday, on Etsy, 25% off right now, off everything in the shop that's on there right now. I also do commissions. If you want a custom set of dice, just hit me up. I only charge $50 if you want something custom. I'll do that for you pretty easily. So just, DM me or find me out there, wherever you need to do, and I can make you something. Yeah, that's gonna do it for today's show, guys. Tomorrow, Horizon, probably after 12 p.m. Eastern time, and that's gonna do it. We'll see you. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna raid somebody or host somebody rather, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bum, bum.